Yeah. Analytics off the chain, other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. I'm a headliner.
Yo, what is going on, Headliner Nation? Welcome back to the Fantasy Headliners. Kyle here with our next playoff breakdown. One that really has divided the Headliner Nation team all year long. Chris Kennedy, Chris Chouse, fighting with each other constantly. Whose team's better in the AFC East? Look at me. I'm a Bill. Okay, maybe not quite like that, but there has been a whole lot of bickering this year, and finally, we get to figure out who reigns supreme of the AFC East. Now, maybe the Bills did end up winning the AFC East, okay? But it doesn't matter, right? The winner of this game matters. So if the Bills can't pull it out, that division title doesn't mean anything. The Patriots are the one moving on, trying to play for a Super Bowl. This is going to be a good game. Are we going to get a barn burner, a close matchup, kind of all over the place like the first one, or are we going to get a dominating performance like the Bills with the second one? We'll see, and we're going to talk about it here in a minute, but don't forget, we have a huge giveaway that we are doing with our friends over at Pristine Auction for the NFL playoffs, and you could have a chance to win a signed Justin Herbert helmet or a signed Austin Eckler jersey. Look at those beauties. Ladies and gentlemen, who wouldn't want to get their hands on either of those things? Well, it's pretty super simple. First and foremost, if you want the opportunity to win, you have to be signed up for a free account at Pristine Auction. Go to pristineauction.com. Use code word headliners when you sign up. It's free. You don't have to buy anything. As long as you create that, boom, you're at the basis of the entry here, okay? So that unlocks everything for you to potentially win. But instead of just having one chance to win a giveaway, why wouldn't you want 4 total? So 3 more opportunities for you. Number 1, create an account, a new account on Prize Picks using code word headliners and deposit $20. I'm going to have some Prize Picks here for you in just a minute on this game. Become a YouTube member. That's going to give you another shot. Right down below is the join button right underneath this video. Or if that's not there, you can go down in the description. It says how to become a YouTube member. Click on that link. It will take you to the page to sign up. That's going to give you another opportunity to win. And if you pre-order a 2022 Fantasy Football Draft Guide by the Fantasy Headliners, that will also give you another option. Maybe you've already done all these things. Maybe you're already a member. Maybe you've already pre-ordered. Well, then you've already done it. You are entered at this point. But big game, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk about it. There's a lot of interesting pieces to this game. So let's see who will move on from the AFC East. All right, here we go. The Patriots are going to head to Buffalo. Another home game for the Bills. The last time these two played in Buffalo, New England ran the ball 974 times and still ended up winning. So we'll see what it will come to this week, Saturday, January 15th. This is going to be a night game, 8:15 kickoff in Orchard Park, New York. Now, the weather for this game is substantially different than the weather from the first time that they played in Buffalo. Why is that? Because, yes, it's going to be friggin' cold out, but the wind is only going to be 5 miles per hour, and there's likely to be no precipitation. So that's great. No rain, no snow, no wind. It's just going to be cold. So the weather is not going to really be that big of a factor on how this game plays out, which is going to be big. Now, in terms of some other information from the game right now, Buffalo is considered a 4-point favorite at home, and the over-under is 44. That will be an interesting one there, is whether or not we get to 44 points. Now, I am surprised that the over-under for New England and Buffalo is only 5 points less than Las Vegas and Cincinnati. I was thinking that the over-under there would be a lot more, but it's only 49 there. Let's do a little bit of a breakdown here of the teams and where they looked this season. Their record this year, Again, Buffalo won the AFC East by 1 game, 11-6. New England finishes 10-7. The rushing offenses seem to be about the same. Now, maybe the Bills number surprises you at 6 a little bit more, but obviously a lot of that coming from Josh Allen. So the Bills finish at 6, the Patriots at 8, the passing offense 11th, 14th for the Patriots. The rush defense, this is kind of really the biggest separation here. The rush defense for the Buffalo Bills all the way up to 13th this season. For the Patriots, it was down at 22. And then the passing defense, the 1 and the 2 teams. These 2 teams really were the best team all season long against the pass. It was great to see that. These teams did excellent. But that's going to be a big factor on what happens with the game. When we talk about the Bills' defense, they allowed the fewest receiving touchdowns to wide receivers and the fewest receiving yards to wide receivers. They really had them locked down all season long. Now, Bills, they're healthy. They're feeling good heading into this week. No lingering injuries that we're kind of watching right now. For the Patriots, though, Jalen Mills out this week with COVID. He is not going to be able to participate this week. Jacoby Myers and Damian Harris both questionable right now. A thigh for Jacoby Myers, and Damian Harris still dealing with that hamstring. It has not really kept either of them from playing recently, so I still think they will both end up being just fine and ready to roll this week. What are some storylines for this week's game? Well, we talked about it a few minutes ago. That Week 13 game when the Patriots went to Buffalo, ran the ball all over the place. Mac Jones only threw the ball 3 times all game, and they still came out with a win, 14-10. Now, the script got flipped there, right? The script got flipped. We ended up going Buffalo. When I say we, not we. Well, Buffalo ends up going to New England, and they turn it around, and they put a pounding on them, 33-21 in Week 16. So Buffalo really coming back from that, I don't want to say embarrassing performance, but it kind of was. To just have New England run the ball at you all game and not be able to stop them and win, that was really tough for the Bills to swallow. So we need to see what happens in this game, being back in Buffalo, but the weather is not going to be bad this time, which is a huge, huge factor for this game. Now, number 1 for me, kind of keys to the game. Does Mac try to be like Josh? That's a big one for me. If Mac Jones tries to go out there and compete throw for throw with Josh Allen, the Patriots are going to lose this game, and they're going to lose it quickly, okay? That is not their game plan. He is not going to be able to sling the ball the same way Josh Allen does. Now, do I expect him to have a little bit more success than what he had the first time that they played there in Week 13? Yes, that I do. But again, getting into a shootout with Josh Allen is not going to end well for a majority of the quarterbacks in the league, let alone a guy that is still a rookie and really has had his upside limited this season because it's just the game plan for the Patriots. The Patriots haven't really had to unleash him too many times. In fact, the majority of their game plans have been, hey, we're going to put him in a position to succeed and give him some high leverage, high upside throws, and then we'll kind of move from there. But it's been about the run game and then really putting Mac Jones in those positions. So going toe-to-toe with Josh Allen is not going to end up well. If for some reason the Patriots fall behind early and they got to start throwing it a lot, this game is going to get away from them really, really quickly. The defense needs to keep Buffalo under control to begin the game, let Mac Jones and the running game establish themselves, and then hopefully play toe-to-toe with them the rest of the way with that game plan. Now, the number 2 kind of script here or key point is, can the Bills wide receivers win their matchups? All right. New England's been very, very good this year against the pass, but Buffalo's abundance of receivers is better than New England's at this point, okay? And that's where this matchup could really differentiate itself, okay? The difference here for me is those Bills wide receivers winning their routes, all right? If Stephon Diggs can win a majority of his matchups, if Dawson Knox can win his, Cole Beasley, Gabriel Davis, if all these guys can find ways to get open and let Josh Allen move the football, Buffalo is going to win this matchup easily. It's going to be about who can penetrate the other defense. Maybe I should have used a different word there. Quicker, all right? Again, not the best sentence in the world. I don't care who can penetrate the other. Taylor, can we get that on a shirt? Penetrate the defense. Oh, man. Anyway, that's really going to be it for me, is what offense can make their way through the opposing defense quicker. What defense will be the first one to break down or give up a big play? Kind of for me, Gabe Davis is going to be a key factor. Can Gabe Davis have one of those big, just huge plays that really take the top off the defense, that expose them, that it's a big-time score, that gets the crowd riled up? Being back in Buffalo, they're going to be excited for playoff football. That's really going to be the key factor here for me, as those wide receivers. Can they get open and give Josh Allen plenty of opportunities to win those high percentage throws? Now, for prize picks, all right, who are we going to be taking with some prize picks this week? Don't forget, again, make your account over there. Put $20 in your account. Code word headliners when you sign up. They're gonna match that, and you get entered into our drawing. For me, first and foremost, I'm going to take the under on Mac Jones at 197.5 yards. He hasn't even thrown for that total in the 2 games they have played this season. I really think what's going to happen with Buffalo is they are going to say, hey, you got to beat us with the run. We're going to shut down Mac Jones. We're going to shut down the pass, and we are going to make you beat us with the run. They didn't do it a few weeks ago, but I think they're going to be ready for it now, and then they will stop it now. Their game plan will be a little bit better, and even with the genius that is Bill Belichick, it's going to be tough for them to overcome that. I really think Mac Jones ends up falling under 200 yards. Right now, we're at 197.5, and I'm going to take the under on that. And I'm going to take the over on Devin Singletary scoring a touchdown. Now, this isn't any type of touchdown. This isn't receiving. This isn't rushing. It's either. So no matter what he does, as long as he scores a touchdown in this game, you win the over here. And I'm going with the over. He's got 5 touchdowns over the course of his last 4 games. He's been utilized a lot more as the lead back over the last 4 games. Now, in their matchups against New England, he didn't do so high. He only had like 30-something rushing yards. But if you take that game out, or if you don't include that game, 3 of his last 4 games, one of which was against New England, he had 80 or more rushing yards. In that one game against New England, he had 30-ish. I think it was like 34 or something like that. But in the 3 around it, he had over 80 in every single one. I don't necessarily think he's going to have a huge game. But again, utilizing him out of the backfield, there's going to be so much attention to these wide receivers for Buffalo and the tight end, Dawson Knox, that they are going to be able to hopefully utilize Devin Singletary a little bit more this time around. Now, here it is, the prediction. My Manscaped Refining the Gentleman prediction is going to be the Buffalo Bills taking this matchup 31-16. I think New England is going to have trouble closing. They're going to score a touchdown at some point, but they're going to have to settle for a whole lot of field goals. And because of that, they are not going to be able to win this game. New England is going to have to find the end zone, but it is very, very tough to find the end zone through the air against Buffalo. So, is Damian Harris going to be able to get in there? You know, what are we looking at from the run game? Is he healthy enough to really carry the team this time that he did last? I don't think so. I mean, this has been a great run for New England, coming off a bad season, getting Mac Jones this year. A lot of people didn't give them a whole lot of credit to start the year, and I'm included. I didn't really think they were going to have that great of a year either. And they come out and they push the Bills to the very end and about secured an AFC East championship. Buffalo was able to take it in there at the very end, and I believe Buffalo is going to end up being able to separate themselves here in this matchup and go on into the second round. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here to the Fantasy Headliners, I need you to hit that subscribe button for me and stick around for all of the great offseason content. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your predictions. What are you thinking about this game? What is the key to victory for your chosen winner? And as always, make sure you hit that like button. Appreciate it. It's free to do, and it helps us out a bunch here on YouTube. But I'm going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy some football. Keep an eye out for the rest of our playoff videos coming out here over the next couple of days. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you on the next episode of the Fantasy Headliners.
Analytics off the chain, other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. Y'all stuck on third down. Your content's plain Jane. Headliners on top now. We gonna move and change. Podcast off the rip. Draft guide, so legit. Fantasy world, our game tight. You know we about that chub life. Stuck in a rut and you need some motivation. Head to the channel for this head Headliner Nation.
I'm a headliner.